Twin Flames, welcome to my channel, Rainbow Wizard. I will be doing a reading for Twin Flames in separation, relationships, situationships, those that simply are on a twin flame journey. Thank you for being here. I hope you are truly doing amazing. I will be diving into your reading. I have premeditated over the cards. We are moving into autumn. Well, we have already. It's been a fabulous start in terms of the weather. There's been Mercury retrograde. I believe 7 planets been in retrograde. Personally, I found it probably one of the most challenging periods encountered, in the sense of something that is completely out of my comfort zone. So if you have been out of your comfort zone at this time, this period that passed, well, big warm love and a virtual hug to you all. And for those that sailed through it swimmingly, well done. Give me the recipe, please. All right. We are still in Virgo season. However, it is the 16th of September. All right, Twin Flames. Please like, subscribe, share, comment if this resonates with your situation. The Knight of Pentacles. Well, the Knight of Pentacles is someone that have started their journey a while ago. Maybe they're camouflaging with the forest. On the way, they stop over. They lose some coin. Go to the pub, perhaps. Meet people on the way. It's taking them a while, but they want to communicate. There is someone wanting to send a lot of communication. This is someone that have decided that I need to see which options that I do have, which options is presentable to me. Now, sorry, I'm going to stop the video because I, as always, forgot to drink. I'm not going to drink on this one because it's okay. Your divine counterparts, now they are confused because in the past, now their way of proceeding with anything, right? They think that they have the solution. They think that they have the right steps. They know the best building in anything they do. Therefore, this is someone that, oh, if I look carefully, I have an eye for detail. I share, I have options. When I share to all these options, oh, for sure there will be communication coming back. Now, just because there are communication, that doesn't mean that this is a positive response or even the response that they are looking for. They're trying to, let's say, it's a bit like knowing. It is, well, the same for anything, right? Well, if you want a product, if you want a job, if you want a friend, if you want a person, it is never really about what you have. It's about what you want that matters. And for this person here, they believe that what they have is what they want. But what they have is not what they want. But they keep getting more of what they have. What they want is this connection. What they want is you. What they want is to connect to you. But they can't connect to you through just connecting and what they have. It's impossible, because none of these cups are you. You are above, not superior. It's not the here, but it is a different dimension, it's just a completely different world that they want to connect with, but that they have not connected with so far. I'll be right back. You see, this person here is, see, there's a compass. I believe this is a compass. It looks like it. Or maybe it's the sun. Actually, it's the sun. I need glasses. I got an eye test today. Now, there's 8 wands and there are 7 cups. And they have 7 coins. It doesn't really add up. None of it adds up. This person can fire aimlessly because they are going by their old way of thinking, communicating. It is impossible to reach the High Priestess through the 4 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. They keep searching, they're searching, they're searching, they're searching. This person is as if they, how do I describe this? Imagine doors, right, with a peephole. So they look outside the peephole and you stand there. In front of their door, standing there. Standing there, they go to bed. Standing there when they get out. You know, days go by and you still stand there. There are 1,000 millions of doors. See, they don't understand why you're still standing there, and how can you know? And they are wondering, do you know? Do you know that there is them? But they refuse to believe that you know that it is them. So instead, they stay on their phone inside the house. They look on the other side. They can see people in their garden. These people are talking to them. Turn around, they look outside the door, but they are scared. They think that they are haunted. They want to call someone and they want to say, I mean, if you think about it, right? Isn't it a bit scary? If you look outside your people and someone stands there day and night, but they don't do anything. They're nicely dressed. They don't do anything, just standing there. Right? But this person refused to open that door. They keep going out the balcony door instead because it leads out to their garden, right? There's many nice options. There are people there that they can see, but they beg for them. They've done this a lot of times before. It's like going outside to feed the ducks. I mean, going out to feed the ducks is something that you do maybe in your older age. Well, speaking of me, you know, you go out to feed the ducks. You have a bag of breadcrumbs with you, and you feed ducks. It's lovely to feed ducks, right? But what if you want a swan? What if the duck, the swan that you want, you know it's in another pond, but you still go there? Why do you still go there? Why? They don't have the answer. Perhaps because if you go to the sea with the swan or the dolphin, whichever the endangered species is, it's not going to come for your crumbs. It doesn't want crumbs. It doesn't eat crumbs. It is self-sufficient, right? But your person do not understand. They do not understand that when they open the door, the confusion, the illusion disappears. They no longer feel this way. They no longer feel that they have to constantly watch their 4 coins. That they constantly have to keep tabs here. See? They have to open the door. You are there. You've been standing there forever. And because you have been standing there forever, but you look exactly the same, there's no change, there's no aggravation, there is no nothing, you're just standing there. They keep going back to look at the keyhole, peephole. They're wondering if you can see them watching you. But what happens if they open the door? Well, if they open the door, it will go against what they have been saying is haunted. They've been telling everyone that it's haunted. If someone stands outside your door for that long, but it's someone that only you can see, but you know the person is there, you see them there. Actually, when you see them there, parts of you will say this person means no harm. In fact, this person is the answer. Opening the door is the delivery that you are after. But they have made themselves believe that it is haunted. Because it is haunted, they do not look above. Right? Now, and they are in despair. They do not know how to open the door. Maybe the door has been locked so long now. Maybe it's just they don't even know what to wear when they go outside, right? They've been thinking so long about why it's haunted that they cannot sleep. Meanwhile, you yourself here have been on your own journey to connect with love, to connect with your heart, to connect with the past. Your journey has not been easy. Your journey has been a battle. It's been hard. Has been feeling as if in what have I brought myself into? Why? So it's going to be an interesting reading today. There is a possibility that a counterpart that you thought you dealt with, it is not your true counterpart, but this person here has been the key to lead you to the counterpart. Now, if it's not a person that you know, or this person have been a stepping stone to the counterpart, to move into the 10 of Cups. And the thing is, the 10 of Cups for someone that is on a twin flame journey, it is different. Now, as we all know, it is not about stepping outside of your door and be you walking around with a glory over your head and everybody knows that you can see you have an invisible tag over you and say, journey, twin flame journey, right? You all know to access these portals, this has to do about a different dimension that you access through your soul, through your dimension, through your mind. That is why the twin flame journey is so special. Many of you could have had awakenings that came with pain. You could have had days that was so brutal that you could have, with the devil here, there can be times where they could come up and you think, this is brutal. You look towards the devil and you see There is other people that could show up in your life, or experiences, incidents that come up, and you have no idea how you found yourself in the situation. And you could be in despair for a moment and think, how do I react to that? There can be many of you that will be questioning and say, right, well, if someone hurts me, of course, violence, or say if there's something really gruesome here, for example, or this could be an illusion of something gruesome, or someone that's indicating that by just their presence. I mean, hostility, for example, gaslighting, for example. There's going to be different doors for you to look into. But each time, because many of you have gone through an awakening here, you have a different set of tools to deal with different situations. But you might not realize that before the last minute. You are going to have a different solution to deal with all these problems. And you are going to deal with them different than anybody else would deal with them. Because that will make you, it give access to your eternal world in the Six of Cups. Because wouldn't it be fantastic to, every time you do encounter, wherever you are in the world, whatever you experience, whatever pain you're going through, a room is never a room, just a room. You know, a situation is never just a situation. And if you look around, you are there. Anybody can access this blissful world and approach it in a way that is going to make it kind of disappear. That is the divine union's purpose. That is what this union is meant to do. It is not the union to say, oh yes, I opened a door, the person was there with a bottle of wine in their hand and we had the best day. It is more than that. Only when you understand that it is more than that, and it is about two minds coming together and achieving something for the community, achieving to access the solution to overcome obstacles, but not just for you or them, right? This is not about going to, view the most beautiful flat and saying, we are the power couple that made it to the top. We are the one that would have the most following. It is not about that. It is about, I find that the journey to this twin flame union here in particular has the key to solve any kind of worldly problems. It is an ingredient. And if you get many of those ingredients together, there is love here that will conquer all evil. But only you have the answer to do this. They do not have the answer. Many of you could choose, or it's as if you have to upgrade. You're upgrading on behalf of someone else. Now that is a tricky part, right? Because here you have someone that you are saying you're distancing yourself from them. And this is not about saying here, and please don't misunderstand. This is not about saying, I open the door, free access to me because I believe in you, so go for it. It is different than that. It is about believing. It is for you to believe that this love, the love you have for yourself, for that half of yourself that is yours, that is not your twin flame, that you are able to replace it with the love for yourself. the love that you also have, it is for the world around you, where when the devil shows up in your life after, because you have gone through so many hurdles, where you have been victimized, where you have gone in full guns blazing, where you have been fighting against injustice, I mean. But it is as if you have been learning a set of tools that you have, it's skills that you have required. It is a detachment method that you have required is complex. It's something that will take a while to understand, and it depends where all of you are, right? For example, what was I going? A child in the kindergarten. I was going to say a child, right? If you go out with a new toy and someone every day come over to you and take that toy, of course the child is going to explode. The child needs help and so on. But also here, as a child, you had a power since you were a child here, that whenever someone approached you, and maybe if you can remember this yourself, you might have experienced as a child, maybe you were between, maybe 8, 10 years old. You already started your journey to this union. You already found the solution. You already found the key to differentiate yourself. That means you have the ability to zone out, and you have the ability to neutralize ill intentions to good intentions. And you have to believe that, and you have believed that as a child. Some of you stopped believing in it. But it's time to believe in it, because it's no different in any other situations in your life. So now I'm not even talking about your person necessarily. I'm talking about a set of tools that you have required in life when it comes to how to manage different difficult energies and situations that's coming head on, by just simply moving into this energy. Is quite powerful. If someone had come up to you as a child, right? Let's say, and because here we have this, I get the Page of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords. Someone with very little, someone that could, and they could not have ill intentions, right? It depends on, it does depend on how someone makes them feel. If someone makes them feel depleted, they'll take and they run. They cut and they chase, they cut and they run. This person here, your counterpart, they gave you something. They didn't plan to give it, they gave it. See, there's bubbles here as well. They came to you to take, but instead you gave to them. You were innocent like a child, and your purity of the soul that you had when you connect with this person here, it is what has impacted them. You gave them something that no one else have been able to give them, or they haven't opened up. They came towards with ill intentions, but they left. They ran away, but not run away because they ran away from themselves. That's when they started running away from themselves. This person has struggled to look themselves in the mirror. They might look themselves in the mirror with glasses on. They don't want mirrors. This person have been in a certain frame of mind for all of their existence. This person has taught themselves a way of being that they believe is true. The devil is telling them that is true. That is true. But when they came towards you, your heart gave them as a child here, right? This is the 6 of Cups, the 7 here is 7. Why don't they know which one of the 7 it is? Now, they can't access this without accessing into a different mindset. They're trying to figure it out. They're sweating, they're stressing. It is something that they haven't experienced before. They're starting now to look the devil right in the mirror. This is someone that people would say that they would never in a million years change, right? This person could have done so many bad things. And coming back to you as a child anyway, there could be incidents as a child that someone came up to you with ill intentions, but they never did anything bad. In fact, they turned around and they left because of the power that you have. It is because you are accessing something that it is so pure, so loving, so free from blame, that it's so free from pain that you have to be able to zone out any of these type of energies. And that is a power on its own. You have learned since a child to distance yourself from the fear that could face you when you hit the rock. You have it's as if someone will be talking to, it's a power that you have to almost make yourself invisible, but without anyone being able to really, really access you. And actually the devil cannot stick on you. It is impossible. But sometimes you have lost faith in that you have this power. It's because you have to require constantly new tools to access this, new tools to learn it, new tools to continue to evolve. Now, this can be as an adult. Maybe you have to read up about the law. Doesn't sound very fun, right? You have to learn certain skills because you have to learn to tackle various obstacles in a different way than anybody else. Because if you do tackle them in the same way as everyone else, you will lose the access. And you know that. You do know what it requires to stay in the 10 of Cups. But oh boy, has it been challenging for you to stay in the 10 of Cups, because there are so many challenges, especially outside energy, especially outside people. But again, it is only ever you. Whatever happens to you, whatever situation you are in, you have always the possibility to access it. You have the power in your mind to do something that is something that you can't even imagine, but you have to believe it. Now, coming back to that and this person, it is not about believing that they have to change for you and then they come towards you. You have to distance yourself from that as well. But it's about saying, when I handed the cup to them, I did that because at some point, I know this cup that I gave to them, they're going to use it. Maybe not in the way that I want, but they are going to use it. And if I don't see another side to them, someone else will. This is about removing all let's say it's about moving yourself out of the equation of this union and love them in a way of saying, I wish that even if you are my worst enemy, that the cup that I provided you, that you use it to access the High Priestess, that you use it. Because I don't give it to just anybody. But see here, this person is battling. This person's battling. They're battling with continuing to accessing the Three of Cups. They don't understand yet. They do not understand. They don't understand. Now, we have the King of Swords here. So we're going to look into, I'll have a break and drink some water. You have recently accessed again the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, it means that you had to, you have faced an obstacle of some kind. And the obstacle is the devil here. The obstacle is, how do you come out of that? How do you come out of that feeling, the despair, the coldness, the lack? How do you come out of it, right? And you do it by going back to the moment, the same thing as you did as a child. When you believed that you've had the power. Most of you that are on a twin flame journey here, and it's not, again, I'm not and saying that because I always feel I'm very always careful to say it. It's not a twin flame. It's not, oh, you are the chosen one, you are superior, you are someone that walks around and you have a stamp on your back of your neck and you know, but it is you that are here today listening to this reading. You have access to Narnia. You have access to that door. So use it. Use it to access. You see in here, it's gold in here. You have access to it. And you have to also remember that these wands here, if you didn't have those wands, how would you know which one it is? You need to explore these wands. These wands is your armor. This wands is important. So where many would say, this person, if I didn't meet them, I didn't have to experience this pain. Why did I meet them? Why me? I am a good person. Why? Why do I experience people that gaslight, hostility? Why? You ask yourself why, and you could go into a very sad moment. But then, regardless how painful a situation is, regardless of where you are, you must believe that you have access to access a part of the Narnia in your mind that has this eternal love, eternal bliss, the eternal solution, because it is the solution that's going to change everything. So, it is quite a complex. This is complex. It is almost impossible to explain. It is almost, but it's so close. I mean, you are already there. You are already there, but you have paused. You desire to get out of it. You desire and you think. There is many of you thinking at the moment, what happened? What happened? What happened? Why am I here? Yes, I see the person is over there. Many of you know that you are sort of probably closing the door. You could be the one in the inside of the keyhole and the person is standing out front and you are the one using the garden door, right? But one of you keeps going back to the door. Can't speak, the door. And you look and you look and you look. Why? And then asking the question, why? Is it better to open the door to them because they're in the garden, right? Why is it better to open then as in the garden with 3 people? Why? Because people might be watching. Maybe it's easier. They don't have to talk to them. This person could have very poor communication just in general. They don't talk because these 3 people are together, right? They can come, they can go, they can come, they can go. If you open the door and you meet the high priestess, with one big eye and one small eye, with a book, and stare you right in the face. Now, certainly not anyone would like to do that. Some will think, their ego will say, nah, this is not for us. I mean, come on. We want attention. We want life. We want to be able to go with these 3 people. Look inside these doors. There are parties there. There is water there. There is more here. If you look at it, there's more people, right? One of them will stay past 3 o'clock at least in the morning. One of them will look after you. One of them will have more wine. The high priestess don't drink. The high priestess is already filled up with blue. The high priestess is already from tip to toe in O2. Is that aqua, right? I must be saying a lot of wrong words as well, but hey, that's but if you see here, the high priestess, she's seen them coming. See there? I've been walking and walking and walking and walking and walking. They're there. They're slow. She knows. She knows that they are there. She knows that they will always be there. She just opened a book, reads a bit, but maybe she doesn't have to. She's already read it a million times. She wrote the book. Has anyone seen the movie Eli, right? In the end, he was blind. He was blind battling all these people. He remembered every single word of the book. So you have written that book, but you're almost there. No, I am not suggesting that it's something you do as the same as in this movie. No, absolutely not. I do never, I can't actually, to be very honest with you, and I want to emphasize that, I do not read a conclusion of life or birth. I tend to stay away from that. And I actually have not been able to even read my own. So I just thought I mentioned that, right? Now, see here, the high priestess, it can be someone here might have Pisces in their chart. But some of them is almost like they don't have an identity. It's as if they, without the high priestess, they know the high priestess is around them. But now the high priestess doesn't connect with them anymore. They've been spending too much time in the garden. Now they're fearful because they don't, without an end stop. The Knight of Pentacles is loyal to their end stop. The Knight of Pentacles is about to become a king, to develop into the emperor. But if they continue to stay in that garden, they can stay in the garden. But why are they in despair? It's because the cups that they have given in front of them is still confusing. It's still so confusing. This person is desire to access the high priestess. They desire it. They desire it, but they know they're locked out. They throw the key away. Maybe the peephole is even closed, right? So they take the lead here. This person's moving into the King of Wands. Now, there is a journey ahead here. However, something is telling me, my dear counterparts, that Love is showing up at your door. The people is closed. And there is another door with a wider peephole. You don't even have a peephole, it's just the window. You can see out because you live in a very safe place. You don't mind if someone can see in, actually, right? There is someone here that is around you at the moment. This person is, see here with the Chariot. They have something on their back, like the Fool. They have something in their hands. They're trying to make themselves invisible in your life. See that this person here, they know that they cannot rush this. They cannot rush this here, but there is someone here. Many of you as well, again, you have been trying to fix something very, very, very difficult. Something that might be the biggest hurdle that you have been going through until now. Well, I knew this one will be long, but I'm loving the reading so far. There's progress here. And again, I don't think that you know how important the last pain or this hurt is not the last pain, because we know that's not true. But there is something right now that you will release. It will bring in a new energy to your life, because again, every time you reach 9 and then 10, you release it. It's always a shift. There is usually a shift here. So it is about you finding access through the 6 of Cups, that is through the child. You have to find time in a difficult everyday life, whether you are around, if you are in an extreme situation where there's people around you that it's impossible to gain your peace, and it's painful, and it's, you know, it's not a place where you can detach, right? There is many people that say that. I recall one time in the pandemic, it was one of the most scary things. What actually happened twice, but I went to the toilet as I was in a meeting, right? This whole, that was like, you know, 80 people just jumping on a meeting, right? Teams meeting. And I went to the toilet, into the bathroom, and I never really closed the door. I mean, why would you have to close the door? You live alone, right? In the pandemic. Anyway, this time I closed the door, but the handle came off. The handle came off, and as I say this, I am shaking. The handle came off. The meeting started, and I couldn't, and it was a mute. I remember I lost it because I'm claustrophobic. I lost it. But I know the pandemic, no one is around. I was screaming more than a wolf could scream when they scream to the moon. 5 minutes later, I was there for an hour. I mean, 5 minutes felt, it was like within an hour, because I started scraping myself loose. I started all these things here. My mother said afterwards, why didn't you put the bathtub and put the water out? But it was so, but when you're claustrophobic, right, I was screaming. I just was screaming. I was screaming. And someone knocked on the door and said my name. It was the neighbor. He was at home, and he said, I heard on the screen that something was up, right? But here it is, something like that. Something like that is here. an experience like that is here, and based on and truly, I do believe myself, have been in situations like that in my life, something that is, it looks like as if it's just, it's like a nightmare. It's like a nightmare, and that's, it's something you can't imagine. There could be, I'm not saying I'm predicting that for you, but I believe it could be something like that this person is going through. Something that is so unimaginable, awful. If you think of the scarcity mindset, you will, if you think of a scarcity mindset in such a situation, and I mean any kind of surreal situation, and you hear people that did something just that little bit and they were out of it, and people would say, you survived what, an accident based on that, right? There is, and what actually happens then? It is that you're accessing the part of your brain where you believe. Whether you think so or not, that's what happens. That is going to be the difference and the solution here. But you have to believe, you have to dare. It is believing in something that nobody has taught you. Nobody can prove it. You can't Google it, but you can access it because it's inside of you. It is something you can only be taught as a child by yourself. They don't teach you that in school. It is an imaginary world that you access as a child. And this is your world. How can a child, right? Can you imagine how long a child stays in their cotton? Like a cotton, right? How that is their world. But how their world is so jolly. You look up to the baby and you see the baby smiling. It cries as well, but it feels completely oblivious to that. It's just in that, if someone told you if you were a grown old person, right, saying you're going to stay there now, you are a baby, you put your grown person's brain in the baby, and the baby stays there, and you can't express yourself, but you put the grown person's brain in the baby's body. Can you imagine what a horrible experience that would be? Can you imagine? But a baby, for the baby, everything is new. For the baby, everything is amazing. The baby don't believe that there is any dangers, because it is no any dangers, because the baby knows that the journey have just begun. So, as your person here are accessing a very painful place, they remember the remedy. They remember here. They remember how they felt when they connected with you. Could have been in the same garden. It could have been in the same bed. It could have been in the same clothes they're wearing now. But how they felt when they connected with you, that's what a part of them remember. It remembers it, and it can never go away. It is like being imprinted on. They thought they don't want that feeling, but it is a feeling that is supernatural. It is a feeling that is not based on a superficial saying, I had the best time because, why? Or the waiter was nice to us. It has about to do with the connection, what you access together. It brought magic into this person's world, and they know it. They know that there's the only place that they can access the way out of the pain that they're in. So, please share. Yes, the justice. Karma, consequences and accountability, law, truth and honesty, integrity, jail, court, cause and effect and fairness. Could be dealing with the Libra. They have to surrender into the justice and they have to go towards the light. This person could be going through an awakening whilst being shut out. They are going through pain. And they could hear. And when I say that this is not really about, and if you hear, and this is as important for you for a twin flame journey, it is to put yourself out of them, how you view them, your experience with them. If you do believe in the twin flame journey and you believe that that is your journey and is something you have access to, it is a belief rather than a claim to fame, right? It is not about what you have right now. You don't want what you have right now. It doesn't matter what you have right now. It is what you want in the future, is what you have set your eyes and targets and hopes and dreams on. It is a world that you imagined. It's that feeling of eternal solutions based on viewing it as a child. Before the damage happened, before anything, pain happened, you have the solution to heal. It doesn't have to be. You don't always have to be stuck with the devil. There is a solution. You have to believe it. So, when you find the solution to access that, this is when your person will have an upgrade. Whether you end up with them or not, this is the feeling that you will release. It is to say, I believe that my twin is there. I believe that the love that I have, that I can access to, that solution, I will project and I will send that their way. So it's almost like you have to upgrade for two people. And that is why it's so hard. Again, you could go through money loss. You could go through very strange health issues. You could go through pain right now. But actually, when you look around you, you know that this pain is internal and this pain cannot be explained. None of this can be explained. Don't try to explain it to anyone. Or yes, you can, of course, try to explain it, but it's not something, very few people can understand it. It's something that you will only understand yourself. It makes sense to you or it doesn't make sense to you. But, miracles, they only happen if you believe in them. You have to believe in them if you want it to happen. You have to believe that anything around you that is weighing you down, if it is a wall, if it is brick walls, if it is anything, remember that you can imagine that with you, but you have to access it. So, whilst your person here is going through pain, we'll come back to them, but there is pain here for your person, a lot of pain. Because they do not have access to you. They have probably left the access to your world a long time ago. For many of you, this person, they can still be around you, but they've left some kind of access. They've done some kind of damage. So in the 3D, that damage, it is irreparable. It is not something that you will say, oh, this is not about, by the way, to say, oh, because of my superpower, I go straight into the bee's nest and I just let them beat and batter me, right, with the energies. Now, again, I don't really pick up it, so real violence. But again, this is not what I'm saying here. This is really about a different level, a different plane altogether. It is about giving them the access to the cup to get out of where they are. You do that because they are still the other half of you, even if it's the bad half. When you do yoga, it is that, I believe it is the, I haven't done it for a while, which I should because I have high blood pressure these days. Now, you should, I think it is the right side, there's good side, and the left side is a bad side, something like that. But they will access it through this portal. They will access it through losing everything every sort of access, there's something here to do with pain. Now, what is pain? Comes in different shapes and forms, right? This has to do with the situation of thinking more so. It is always to do with the way of experiencing. After going through a painful moment that is exhausting, right? You have the access to a new world, because only in the fantasy world can you heal the pain. Now, then it is to say, and many have, tarot can be a fantasy world. Many would say, you access tarot and you get yourself in trouble, because if you look at tarot, you will then be saying, oh, they're going to come back and maybe you will lose yourself, right? Isn't that what it's all about? But you must lose yourself in the enjoyment of losing yourself. If you lose yourself in an imaginary world, there is no date, there is freedom, and there is liberation, and there is healing from pain. But you must do it through the eyes and soul of a child. A child don't put, a child do not put an date and say, you promised me that we were going to play the same game at the same mountain at the same time. How dare you? A child just trusts that. I don't know what you did when you were a child, but personally just used to go out and see who showed up. I was actually a guest in a wedding a week ago, and I know the mother said, my child, they just moved out. The person just lay in the middle, and the people just come over to the person, and that's, how they connect. That is how you must connect. You must do it through the eyes of a child, the soul of a child. But you will find your way. It's not going to be easy, but trust me, you have the tools to do it. It's very important here. It is something that you are learning at the moment. It's almost like the last thing. It's like that hurdle where many of you could. Okay, I pick up here, by the way, on your person, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. I am seeing a divorce. I am seeing pain. I'm seeing a Scorpio. I'm seeing a Capricorn. Now, this person here, they are experiencing a battle with someone, right? And they have decided to take control, and they will not give up before they won, because that's what they have to do. Right, according to the law, for instance. But how much time does it take to go through court, to go through the law? I don't know if you watched the, I didn't watch it, by the way, but I know my sister did. Was it the celebrity couple that was divorced, right? Now, but even I would say, might say, oh, how someone wastes time or so on. I believe that if every human, when they do whatever they do, because if everything that you do, even when you find the pain, you should say at some point, thank you for this experience. Thank you for this experience. I learned something, how to tackle this problem, right? When we, so often, personally, right? I've again, many times in life, you get together with your friends and you're like, rah, and you would just want to tell them all of that. We do that, especially women, right? It doesn't, it just like, we just talk and like, this happened, right? And all we want is to get it off our chest, right? Because we had that devil inside. But then, that is one thing. But if you continue down and that is your life, that is your situation, that is when the damage is done. Here it is about you giving someone the access. Many of you here have the access to snap out of, tackle something painful, but when you drop it, it's dropped. It doesn't give you long-term wounds. It doesn't keep there hanging. You are able to release yourself from a painful situation, no matter what it is. That is a skill that you have learned as a child. Do not lose it. because the world needs it, and this union here came together because of it. This is not really about going into someone's situation and said, oh my gosh, this person here, oh, you know, they're with this person and they should sign the papers now, and you know, this person gives them oh gosh, like they give them bacon for breakfast. I mean, I give them fruit here. I'm the holy grail. It is not about that, the twin flame journey. The twin flame journey is about more like tackling pain, coming together, showing that there is a fine line between the devil and the lovers. It's a fine line, and you need it. You need the fine line. You need to have a bit of both. So take my hand and follow me. I will look into your situation. How did you access the 10 of Cups without your twin on your side? Because you have. And you will. Only then you have to access it. You have to access the 10 of Cups without your twin. And you have to understand that they are there. You are the one that should go out on the grass and lay there. And you know that they are there. Because they are half of you. Only when you believe it. And it is not. And if you attach it to the 3D, if you see that, now this isn't working, it has to do about so much else. More complex than anything else. But only those that are on the journey will understand. I hope I wouldn't be sitting in on a Saturday, Sunday morning to dive into another long reading if none of this was any sense whatsoever. It is not about who is right and who is wrong and what is the truth, what is not. It is always about what journey you want to be on. If you feel that there is part of you that are able to access something that cures all pain, but you haven't accessed that for a long time, this is the reading for you. It takes bravery to access it. It takes it's something perhaps you have to meditate. I mean, meditate. You have to put all the wants aside for a day. You have to take the day off. You have to find yourself in a space, and eventually you're going to be able to be in this place even with all the wants around you. Trust me, you will. The most impossible situation you can tackle by accessing this, but you have to go through pain as well first. Only when you access the pain, you will know how it is to deal with it in a different way. It's something you learn. It cannot just be thought. It's as if, that's why, advice can be so loose, right? And I believe as humans, our brains are operated to just look after, like me, myself, and I. We just are. It doesn't matter if people tell you a pain, it's not, you're like, oh, how often does someone say when you speak, this is a bad habit? Oh, that happened to me too. Yeah, sure. It's human brains are often they respond. Sometimes it's better if people have tape on their mouth. Really. So, your person here is looking for that cup, that access. They have no choice now but to travel back to look where it all began. Where it all began. Only they know now this feeling, it will never go away. As one of the most blissful, it will be an invisible picture in the family album. They will not be able to say or forget or remove it ever. Because it's invisible. It's invisible. They can't explain it. if they explain it, they're just told that that was a good year, you know. It was those times. Look, those that don't believe in that would probably also believe that the earth is flat and not round. How many times do people say, or we say, do you remember that time? Do you remember those days? Do you remember how good it was? It's because you accessed that part, that you remember it then, because you wanted to access that part then. That is why it's important to never follow another crowd's saying that remember those days, those days were great. It can become a stereotypical thing. There should always be a time that everything is great in the time that you're in now. If you access this portal, if you access that, until the day you pass from this earth and move into another dimension, if you move into the another world, you must believe in it now. Whatever it is to you that you believe in, you have to believe in it if you want to access your twin. It's not about something that you have to be brainwashed, or it has to do about you. The 10 of Cups is within you. Now the Page of Cups. We have here the King of Swords, the 8 of Swords. Right. As your twin here awakens, my dear twins, a person, they're finding a way to open the door and look the High Priestess in the eyes and tell the High Priestess, I know you were there all along. I admit it was you were there all along. They have to admit it to themselves to level up. Many of you can find yourself in a very strange encounter with your twin flame and say that, why now? I don't want them now. I don't want their reality. It is so many of you could find this person trying to access you, and you are more thinking, I don't want to access them. And no, you do not attract danger in the 3D and say, oh, Rainbow Wizard said, by the way, that now all danger and gates are open to me. So that's, I'm just going to listen to another reading. No. It is connecting with them through the love and desire that you put out for what you want. And no, you wouldn't put out, you don't never manifest a person. You give love to the person to believe in it. Don't give up on someone. Don't give up on a person being happy, but you are learning here to take away the pain that you associate with them. And if you say, this is not something no one can persuade you to do, but it's going to happen to many of you. It is more of a release saying, it's your soul saying it. It's not words. It's that you don't pick up the phone and say it. It is a release. You only know when you're ready to do that. Many of you are not ready to do that, but it is about to look outside these gates, because also you are afraid. You are afraid that you might not access this again as well. The devil is in between and makes this scary. How can two people be scary? Because it is uncomfortable to look at pain that we haven't dealt with, and all of us as human beings, it happens to us all the time. And I think Mercury retrograde, oh boy, have I experienced something that I would never thought I'd be so despair. And really, I was, again, I will tell you another time, right? I will tell you another time. But it is something about, but this wasn't, this was more of a situation that I found myself in. It wasn't personal, but I had to learn a set of tools that it was really exhausting. It was really exhausting, and I went into the victim, and then I was like, how can I do? But anyway, at the end of it, I have managed to acquire a set of tools, and I've managed to detach my mind and my outcome and everything, and I have managed to do that. I did not know I was going to be in this situation a couple of months ago. So anyway, that was one thing for me that I know now, that I'm thinking, okay, I see now why that happened. I see now why, right? So you will have a similar here, because you're stuck in the Eight of Swords, about love in this twin flame, because that's why we are here. This is not about nothing else for the moment here. It is, you are wondering, many of you could be wondering here, right? You are sort of seeing, my world is bliss. I have the members in my team here that is very much understanding me. You could have a close friend that's an air sign. You could have an ancestor that is an air sign, that is looking, there's an outside person here looking at you, protecting you. It could be a male figure, someone that have passed. There is an angel here. This person will always be around you. Maybe you don't even think of this person normally. This person, there's something about a peacock. Something about a peacock. It says to study the peacock. This person could be someone that, I don't know how to do it, but went hunting and you put the animals on the wall. There is someone that you know that puts, I don't have the English words, surprisingly, after, there is some words that I don't have still. Anyway, this is someone that went hunting, they put an animal on the wall. This animal here, it is the elk, but it could be a reindeer. Reindeers come only out for Christmas. This person could be born near Christmas, right? This person have gifts. This person is telling you to make yourself invisible. Put a camera through that lens. If someone owns something that is on the wall from this person, they can see through the eyes of the animals. It sounds really scary, but this person here will not be scary. This is someone that cares for you. Someone, somewhere here that is giving you the strength to overcome what you're stuck in. They will give you a sign when you are close to the door. They are telling you to be acting invisible. If words and actions do not bother you, when you learn the skill that words and action is not personal, when you learn how to handle it in a different way, you gain great power. But that power is only gained through practice. You have to go through the 9 of Wands to handle that. It's difficult. Some is more difficult for others. It's people don't realize how difficult it is to acquire knowledge, and how in the new world, for example, how, I mean, my generation, bloody hell, I knew what an email was when I was 21, right? Day out, day in, for years, I messed up when it comes to logging, passwords, this, that, and the other. I have never spent time in my life reading nothing, right? I go by my gut feeling whatever I do. But rest assured, Mercury retrograde comes, I get a slap in the face if I don't say, I must read this. I must go about it this process, because if I don't go about it this process, it's not going to have my favorable outcome. I will go the long way around. So it is about using your tools here as well. At the same time, knowing and believing that you will get out of whatever situation it is, winning. And someone will give you a sign that you are on the right path here, my dear twins. See, the Temperance here, again, we have the December. This person could have Sagittarius. I'm getting also Libra. When you close your eyes, it sounds very weird. You will see someone here. When you close your eyes, this could happen when you're really tired. You will see, it's almost like you will see yourself as, you know, it's like completely clean. It's like that clear, I don't know, there's something about this blonde, clear, something, it's like an angel. This angel have been with you always. And this angel could be you. I did speak about it in one of the readings here, right? So now I think that you have found yourself there, twins, in a place where when you hang upside down, everything is there, everything is soft, everything is nice, everything is blissful. But there's something about this last hurdle that you've gone through that is painful and it is draining you to the max. But it's not going to last for long. It's not going to last for long. You might sweat. You might just feel like, I can't go through it. But it will last shorter than you think. This has to do with this upgrade. Because you desire to further upgrade. You will upgrade for two people here. It will feel completely out of this world, and you could go through a double pain because of it. Right, I knew this reading will be very long, but it's important. To access the place of the twin flame union, it does require also, I see that it's time. It's not, I think if someone had, you know, was in a twin flame journey, and I do believe that if someone has the access, I mean, it is that you only stay on a plane of this awakening, meaning that, you know, you have all the access to really, it's like you have all the tools with you, whatever that is. Maybe most would require time off from the world, right, to do their awakening. And right, some people get it through meditation, some people just do it to be away from crowds and people's energy, and some people do it through eating and then all of the above, right? These are all good things. We all know what we need to do for our health as well. That doesn't just come from an awakening. Awakening is attached to what we eat, what we do. It is all interlinked. It's not just about wanting something. Everything's involved here. It is about getting sleep. It is if you can't sleep, if you're like me, you have to work on that. If it is something you have to do for your body, it's hard work. It is not going to be easy. This is about you decluttering your house maybe, and it's just painful. This is about you writing that letter that is painful. This is about you conquering some kind of demons. This is going to be a time where you also say, it isn't just me. It isn't just my twin flame here that needs to come over some hurdles here to try, at least to try. There's something like that. And see here, for you, my dear twin flames, it has to do with your skills. It has to do with your skills that you could find it very hard to evolve a certain skill because maybe it's not really what you want to do. So it's taking a lot of energy to access that. And again, it is going to be here. You're finding a coping mechanism. You're finding a coping mechanism in a situation that you've been stuck, where you don't see a way out. Your coping mechanism that you find is going to go through teamwork and the love that people have to be around you. So in your life, there could be persons They want to leave you out in the cold. They want to deplete you. Do not believe that anyone can do it. You will for a while believe that that is happening for real. But take back your power. Sometimes, and I will do it today, it is like the most awful thing to do, I find. Not awful, but it is like cleaning windows. But when you do it, you feel so good after that. But you could be thinking about it all day long and you think, gosh, no. This is about a burden that is hard as well for you here. But now, coming back to this union, there is going to be an upgrade here that is happening through pain. And it's happened already. It's happening now. And it's happening with your person when it comes to upgrading, to have access to this union. Here's where you have a choice though, right? It is Eight of Pentacles, right? A little bird will come and say something to you. It is about being dedicated to the same purpose here. It could be very immature, this relationship, and it was immature. The Six of Cups though. Without you knowing it, or maybe admitting it, or they maybe admitting it, right? You are now aligned. Be patient. There is a strong position and venture around you. Just believe it. Keep doing what you're doing. This is also about focusing on tasks that seems meaningless. But here as well, I see that a person that have been into the Six of Cups with you, you have both experienced what that is. It's how you felt more so than each other. And then you might say, wow, what do you mean? Doesn't matter if I was there. No, not really. It doesn't really matter if they were there, but why did you have this feeling? Why is that memory so engraved in your mind? Why is it so in theirs, right? You could do the same with other people. It is something here that is the key to have access to that part, because that part here, it heals. It heals. It is a cure for disease. It is a cure for problems. It is a cure for life. But if you resist it, it is not going to be as effective. But it is about, see, here is a song as well. Maybe you connected through music. Maybe you went to concerts, festivals together, right? In the modern day, there's festivals, there is joy. You connected in a place that there was joy and the feeling was there, and maybe you could never find that feeling again. Maybe some of you say you have all kinds of excuses why that feeling could never come back to you, right? And it is not because you haven't seen your person. They could have been around you. They could have been, they could have been the person that is bothering you and then not leveling up, or this, that, and the other, right? They're out in the cold, see? But see, they are blindfolded here. They're paused for balance. A room is never just a room. A person is never just a person as you see them, right? If you can renovate a room with the most expensive, glorious design and taste, I think many did that during the pandemic, right? Or you can say, no, I don't want to spend money on that. But here it is about, it's not something expensive. It's an experience that someone is going through. Because of you, because of this union, because of the potential that you have for this union, and if you believe in the divine union, if you believe here that you and this person, you met for a reason, the feeling that you have is a feeling that you can't explain in the world. You can't explain it. So both of you could really be saying that you are designing your own world, they are creating their own world, and it's fallen apart. Yours is more of a struggle because it's something about when you have access to each other here, it has magic to it. It has a magical power. But there is this feeling of giving back, giving and giving and giving and giving, and just no, because it's not giving in the right way. Because it's complex stuff here. And then when you say, I don't want any complex stuff. But again, it is so that a divine union is only divine because two people are aligned. And that means that when two people decide to come together and share this feeling, to share the magic, to share that, to surrender into that feeling and say, we have access to this, and this feeling here that we have access to, it is the answer to so many things. You can't explain it to anyone. You just cannot. It will not make sense to anyone, that feeling. Do you think when someone came back from Narnia that it was easy for them to tell it? But why they went back all the time? They couldn't wait to get out of the way from the table and go into Narnia. It's the feeling you have access to that gives you strength, it gives you power to overcome so much in life. This person want to be so much more than they are, but they got stuck because they have focused their attention on this world that keeps falling apart. And it doesn't give them the power to move forward. Everybody, and we have seen so many examples of how many rich to rajas people do you hear about? How many, it is about believing. It's not about what you have, it is about what you want. Right? It's whatever you want, you can have. But you have to access this here. So it is to overcome. That's why when, you could have told yourself to manifest here, but you could have got stuck on the way here and just seen, how do I do it? You just look at your plants. What happened to your child when it's here and you said, look how colorful this is. Look how happy I am. It is more than enough for everyone, right? It's more than enough for everyone. And why is it so that the manifestation, the people that share the manifestations, they have everything what some people could say, wow, you see people doing vision boards and so on, right? And and for most part, you never speak to that about people. Most of the time, I think anyone that gets around with most crowds, you just jump into the crowd conversation and that's how you speak. Can you imagine if the world was speaking about alignment and this how they felt? This is what children speak about. They speak about it when they can't speak. They speak through, like how smart is a baby, right? Before they can talk, they're not in despair. They still enjoy their day, even if they can't talk, right? There's other ways to get attention. Surrender yourself into the world of knowing that is all you need to know. Why do you have to, why do you have to access it based on having someone's approval? Why do you have to access it because of someone saying that, no, it should be like this, not like this. It should be so and not so. Only you can find a way to access this feeling with your twin flame. Only you. And it's not to do about a 3D solution or anything like that. You must access it in the only way that you know how to do it. In the eyes of a child. If you do it, that is the answer. That takes a lot of work, to reach, to release. And most of the time, it is an experience that you are going through where you will say, I take a leap. It's a new journey here. I surrender and I don't mind if I fall because I know someone will catch me. I just know it. But you're not going to jump off a cliff. You are going to jump into your fantasy world, whatever you call it. A magical world, the peephole. Whatever you see in that people, it can only look one direction. It's towards the first person that comes in. So, see? This is very, 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 very interesting. This is very interesting here. And I think we have come to the end of the reading almost. Listen to someone's advice and make yourself invisible. You will overcome challenges here. You will feel again like a child. This has to do with you and only you. Because when you have faced these challenges, no longer do you need to distance yourself from the world, because you can face anything heads on. And words and actions will not hurt you, because now you are in this world permanently. You know where to look. You look up towards the light, you don't look down. It takes practice though. Everything takes practice. But you are so close. But you have to keep doing something, and it will be easier. But do it also with, I also see for someone, do something with your health that is also helping you. You need fuel, changes here. But this is about you accessing everything that you imagine in your world that is for you. And that's only for you to know. So I suggest you tap into the world that only you know what you want. But if you haven't tapped into the world that you know, and only looking through a different lens and thinking, what was it actually I wanted? What is it that I want? Because it could be so long, it is that since you have experienced this bliss and this feeling, that you are now saying that it doesn't exist. It isn't possible. I can't feel like that again. I was foolish back then. But here, see here. Now, an empress coming towards you with stability here. It's something magical that is happening. Only you know when it's happening. And you will know when you are ready to access them. There is someone here watching you through. It's like withdrawing, quest for the personal truth. To come forward. A King of Pentacles could be here. It's strong with the sun. This coldness between you and your counterpart, it's not real. You made it so. You made it so based on your wounds, based on your experiences, that you have become so afraid to stand next to each other and say, why was it really? It's something that, it's a wound that is flaring up. It is something you have to detach from, but only you know what it is. Only you really know what it is. But again, here is two people. Your person here is gaining access through you, through their new awakening here. An awakening, yes, you can call it awakening, but you can also call it, I would say it is when someone probably release anything that is kind of bad habits, right? For example, they hit a place where it's like, okay, you have a new chance here, and it's going to be a little easier for them if they follow those steps, right? It is finding a way to pick themselves up, that they know they have access to do something, but they are being a child about it, and stubborn child though. This person could be ridiculously childish. This person could be someone that is, you think, oh my God, grow up. But the thing is, the both of you are like that. It's just that you are the child that hands over the toys, and you cry if someone don't come back with them, perhaps, and it's happened, and you feel victimized. You feel, destroyed. This is also about a something that you are healing. This is about anything can be let go of if you believe it is, right? That is only for you to know. That is not something anyone can persuade you to do. You know it within you. Now, your person here, they know they have access to a fast forward movement in their life. They know it. They know they have the right key. They know it. And I believe that because here you are releasing them. You're going to reach a point of where you say, I look up at them, I look up to the sky, and I'm again ready to keep my soul bare, open. It's going to be like, it's going to feel natural for you to do so. It has to do with something you could be going through in the next weeks, moving into, things will be lifting, going through Libra month. It has to do about something that is no longer painful to you, right? When you experience even something that's painful, like when it comes to, I'm not talking about real danger, right? I'd like not to again include that. You are going to look at it in the eyes of just purity and say, I have the set of tools to handle it, but you are not there yet, right? It's a bit like when you've just been sick, for example, right? You're starting over again. It's like, okay, this is a new hurdle here. Okay, I need to stick. I need to invest, right? I need to hear, just take what comes. I need to believe that what I imagine, stick to what you imagine. You will be surprised what happens. So that's why I keep repeating. Start from today and imagine what it looks like where you live, even if the place don't even exist. What is there? Draw it up. Maybe the furniture that you want don't exist, then draw them. Maybe the color on the wall don't exist, the color that you want, can't put a finger on it, but you know what it is in your mind, put it there. Whatever it is that you want, just put it there because you know what you want, put it there. How does the person around you treat you? How do they make you feel? Why do they make you feel this way? Why? What is that you're imagining for you and them to do together that is going to make you feel happy? What is that to you? That is, focus on that. And I believe that you are manifesting something that is spectacular here. And you could also be saying to yourself that that's a shame that my person will never, even if they did level up, they will never be there because, there will still be some obstacles in your mind that you will think of. But I would just say at this point, the whole answer here will be to let go of what you have, what you see down there, and look up there. Paint the world, paint your feelings, paint what it is. Even if you have pain right now, how does it feel to be released of the pain? What would you do without the pain? Some of you might find yourself in a different location altogether as you start painting and mapping and building up what your world looks like when you take time. You could see that you will end up somewhere completely else. And that's where you find them. Only your mind can create it. It is important, but at the same time, to keep your foot in the door in reality as well. But it is important here to detach yourself from pain. Find a moment where you feel neutral. Find a moment where you have the remedies to soothe yourself, but something good. You're not using the remedy for the devil. Some of you, it's facing pain with expressing love and playfulness. That is how your bond deepened. just enjoy a moment fully. A person here has not believed in the spiritual journey. They have not believed that there is a solution because they keep going to ask the same people for advice. When they have all the answers in themselves, they know it. They know they have all the answers. No one around them will tell them what they want to hear, right? Because they themselves have, it's they've painted this. They become this persona that isn't really them anymore. Everyone goes through that, right? This person here can swim. This emperor here could be a water sign. They can swim underwater. They can breathe underwater. It is a reason why it's called the divine masculine. So they're coming. They're coming here. There is a King of Pentacles that is, it is a stability. Once they access this world, it is delayed. They will not return. And you have to believe that they don't return. You must never give up on someone that you love. Because that's neither fair to be around someone if you don't love them just because you say, oh, I want to I'm going to be nice to you. It is something that only you believe, right? You can't persuade anyone else. It is about not giving up on someone. Based on love, it is about surrendering into it. And only you know what that means to you, right? Only you know what that means to you. For you, the sacrifice is worth it because it allows you to get back to your child, your inner child here. I would always give this advice. You cannot think of a twin flame journey. You just cannot simply think of it through the eyes of the normal world. It doesn't matter. You can hear the noise. You rule the noise out. It doesn't matter. Listen to your inner voice here. Because that's where you zone out. That's where you zone in and out. It is your world. No one has access to your world. That is really the answer. Some of you might buy yourself, and I would say, fine, go to a fountain, throw a coin in it. Buy yourself a flower. Watch the flower grow. Buy yourself a house. Go to a river. Access your inner child. Don't underestimate what the inner child does to you. And in that child, you can play by yourself. You can really, really access everything here. And that's where your person want to be, because they too are like that. Yes, they put on the hard exterior to the rest of the world. They will never show that. You will never show. People never show them true selves. People grow up with armor. The armor is thick, right? This is someone that wants to reverse the heartache, right? This is someone that knows where to go, what they were dreaming of as a child. It has to do about the feeling, again, not so much about the person. It is how you two feel when you are together. And only you can know that through the High Priestess. And that is why they're lingering around you. That is why you're thinking about them. That is why still this Six of Cups keep coming up. See here, the world always know, right? The Three of Wands. It is there, you can't deny it. You know, it's a win. The Four of Wands, it's there. The Temperance is there, it's protected forever. It's the Chariot, you don't need to access it through anything else, but here it is about someone. They have to believe in their inner child, but it has also to do with you saying that it's really hard to explain even Only you would know here. Only you will know. If you once believed someone, you felt someone, was that someone that you loved eternally, if that feeling was there, it has the possibility to happen again, not by force. This is not to do about living under the same roof. This has not to do about any contractual terms in the 3D. It just hasn't. It has to do with the growth that you're about to experience. It has to do about what happens when you come together in your mind here. Because only then you can experience that. You cannot experience it in 3D. You just cannot. First, you have to access this world, and then it will show up. And it's going to show up by manifestations here. But this person, there is going to be, it's almost like a change reality for this person overnight, right? For a month, this person could have gone, you know, this 10 of swords, can't get their knives out of their back, repeating something that is painful, keep planning, can't get there. Can't sleep, they're in pain, they're in pain, they're in pain. They're going to access something that is going to break them free, right? When they break them free, if you connect with them, you'll see a different side. At the same time, without knowing what they're up to, there could be something that you are experiencing that is some kind of hurdle as well. And there will be a point of contact here that will change. Now, you will just know when this person is here. I would also say this, right? You have to let go of the person itself. You have to let go of their face, who they are, their name. You have to stay attached to that feeling. That's the only thing that, if it is that feeling that you seek, that is your remedy, that union, but it cannot be based on toxic. If it is based on physical, if it is based on that, you will not get this back, right? It is not possible. Codependency don't exist in a twin flame union. It don't exist. Time is fluid. That is why it's so unique. In a way, if you can imagine that this person have a soothing energy on you and you have a soothing energy on them, regardless of what's happened around. There's something about that here. Let's say this person here can't sleep, but when you're around, if you come and go in the middle of the night or something like that, it doesn't affect them because you are the other half of them. With you, it can be that you are very, very, you know, it's that you are quite particular in the way you run your routine, and you would think that most energy would disturb your watering. Maybe you miss a flower, right? But somehow, even if this person here on paper is extremely disturbing, and you say, yeah, because of that, I don't really want them around my, around in my garden, right? I want to see these roses grow and then I want to enjoy them, right? But you also know there is an answer inside of here that this person, even if you're angry with them, right? But just this is sort of imagining. If you imagine this person turning up in your garden, you will not notice anything, but you feel soothed, you feel happy, right? Let's say if they're invisible. If the person stood outside your door and you can't see them, like they can see you, right? You will enjoy these flowers a lot more. You will just do that. There's something that's going to happen where they see you. And that is the twin flame phase where you are coming together in the 3D. The Page of Swords, the keyhole. You're going to see synchronicities of 1111 for sure. You could see a lot of number 9s. It is going to be a feeling that you haven't experienced before. Suddenly you will feel like it's, even if you could just feel this happy feeling. It is something that you cannot put the words on, basically. It is as if they were there in the room with you. I'm sorry. Now it's time to go. I did stop smoking, by the way. It is a feeling of, you can't even explain it. Suddenly, maybe you've seen some flowers all along, you never went up to smell them. But it's a feeling of feeling good, even if you're tired and in pain. This person have the way of really making you feel a certain way, but you are denying at the moment they can. But it's something about accessing them, but they are not there. But it is about understanding that they are there. Only you will know. And you feel happier, everything is easier to solve in the near future, and so will they feel. You know that everything is going to be much easier. But when you're in your own world, sorry, now I have to go. My spirit's telling me to stop before I exhaust myself. See here. Yeah, see the flower, it's fading. I'm getting the fading like a flower with the roxette. It is a fine line here to give up. See, the leaves are starting to fall because it's hard to be in certain places. But look up, look up. Identify yourself with any pain that you might feel for whatever it is, and just look up. There is a remedy here. 10 of Wands, right? It has to be released. Truth is coming here. They know that you see the truth. They know that you can carry these wands, right? They know that you don't need them. And you could say, no, I don't, thank you very much. But someone here is going to come forward. They're going to give you your cup back. They're going to find any little excuse. They're going to say, I have your cup. And when they come over, you are going to say, nope, but I have imagined my own world. See here, you are sort of holding the pole on this here. You say, no. I have my pose on what I've achieved here. I see the truth in that. Yes, it's hard for me to do that. I know how to do it. Ha. But you still get butterflies when they contact you. You still look back when they contact you through your dreams, through reality. They want to play. They want to access the energy that you have, that only you can give them this permission. And you will know what sort of permission, right? But no one messes with the, it's a leopard, right? See the symbol here as well of infinity. I do see for many of you here as well, you have been carrying some battles and heavy burdens that you have forgot to have fun. And what is pulling you apart, you have forgot to access that energy. And it is something you must allow yourself to experience. Whatever it is to you, wherever you can access it, access it. It is important to play. It is important to do so. It is necessary. Because you cannot have that feeling in love if you don't believe in play. If you just say, I don't believe in that anymore. Look what happened when I played. No, I'm not doing that anymore. How would anyone enter your world? And again, for them as well, you have to be able to play alone. Imagine what that world looks like to you, and that's the answer. You are already doing it. You didn't show up to this reading and was completely oblivious to that. You're already doing it. I'm just telling you pretty much what you see already yourself. So that's where we leave it. Have an amazing, amazing weekend, and so much love to you all.